What's good, gang? Wow. Okay. Where do I even begin? First off, these videos are going to be very, very, very long. So if you watch them, great. If you don't, also great. But this is for me, and this is for the people that do watch it. You guys are going to see the rawest version and the most authentic version of myself possible on this journey of entrepreneurship. I've been doing this since I was 16, trying to chase my dreams, trying to chase my goals. I have made sacrifices. I have failed over and over and over and over and again, and I still fail to this day. I still fail, but that's okay. Even when it comes to this recording stuff, even when it comes to this filmmaking or this video stuff, I know my head's kind of all over the place, but I want to give you guys the most raw and the most authentic and the most unedited version of me possible, because I know I have a very unique story of my own. I know I have a journey that can inspire hundreds, that could inspire millions, and it literally just takes me grabbing my balls and actually recording a video. There is so many videos I have in my camera roll that I have sat here 10, 20, 30 minutes spoken to the camera, yet it sits in my camera roll, never to be seen. And it's that sense of fear, and it's that sense of rejection, and a sense of acceptance, or just that doubt that clutters your head. And I could go on and on. Funny enough, before I even started recording this video, I recorded this four different times, right? And every single one, I told myself, hey, this is going to be the video I post. And I posted neither of them. Neither. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I talk. I overthink. What are people going to think of this? Are people going to accept me? Are people going to judge me? And it's not something I think on the surface level, but rooted through life experience, rooted through trauma and the things that we were taught. Those are the rooted issues that unfortunately I still have to go through. And I was sitting there and I was overthinking everything, because I'm trying to run a detail business. I really want to do filmmaking. I really want to do storytelling. I want to do those edited storytelling videos and stuff like that, but it's like I don't have the time. I don't have the time, and I don't feel like delegating right now, because budget doesn't allow it. So it's like I can't hire an editor to do that. And I don't want to take the time to learn a whole new skill set. And maybe I don't. Maybe I just got to give you guys the raw version of myself. And maybe that's all it is. And like I said, like I know none of this makes full sense, or maybe it does. Maybe even then I'm just overthinking it talking to this camera. But I just want to start. I just want to start. Because I know that if I start from zero and I show you guys my flaws, the things I'm good at, skill sets, if I show you guys everything about me, no matter what it is, you guys can take it, you guys can implement it within your life. Because I know that there's so many good traits within me. Even my flaws could be conceived for good as well. And I want you guys to grow with me, because I know there's so many different people that sit in the very same shoes of overthinking, of constantly not feeling like they're good enough, constantly failing, constantly of falling short, never reaching their goals. I understand what that feels like. I really, really do. So if I could show you guys, you know, if I could show you guys that you guys aren't alone, and that I'm failing right next with you guys, you know, I know that could help a lot of people. And from the bottom of my heart, the only thing I ever really want to do in my life was help people. And sometimes, you know, throughout life, that sense of morality or that sense of genuineness, sometimes it gets masked. It gets masked over, and it gets kind of torn up based on how people treat you, based on, you know, just life in general. But that's something I never want to lose. I truly never want to lose it. And I always wanted to make videos, and I always wanted to help people. And I think life just put me through the blender. But, you know, God has a very funny way of doing things. And I was trying to say a story at the beginning of this, where I recorded this video 4 different times, and I didn't post a single one. And I'm sitting here cleaning this room, right? And I'm like, damn, like, I don't have a tripod, I don't have equipment, I don't have any of that, right? Because I'm the type of person where it's like, I really want to give quality So it's like I want the right stuff to actually give quality, but that's just not true. That's just not what you need. But funny enough, I was cleaning this room and I was grabbing a couple boxes, and I was going through them. I pull out a tripod, um, and I'm just like, yo, that's fucking crazy. And I'm like, and on this tripod, there's a little like screw on it where you can put like an iPhone holder, because I recorded my iPhone. I used to have a camera, which is over at my parents', but on my iPhone holder, like there's an iPhone holder part, right? And I was like, if this iPhone holder is in this camera, then maybe me recording this was meant to be. And it was in the box, and it was in the fucking box. And I was like, sometimes I get confused of if it's the Lord, if it's the Lord putting those puzzle pieces together to be like no, like come on man, like grab your balls, bro. Or sometimes I also confuse of if it's the devil trying to pull me away, because there's something in life called signal and noise, and me with my overthinkish or my ADD type brain, I experience so much noise in my life, and that noise cancels out my focus. So that's just kind of something I was going through there as well. But I was just sitting there just a second and just like, asking God, like, God, is this of you? And I get a little faint feeling, right? And sometimes I know a lot of you guys have a hard time discerning God's voice and stuff like that too, and I do too as well. But sometimes you kind of just feel it. There's like your cautious, whatever the word is, right? Voice, like your upfront voice, and there's conscious. Sorry, you have your conscious voice, which is a lot louder when you speak to yourself in your head, and you have your subconscious voice, which is a little quieter. It's harder to recognize, because your conscious is always bullshitting you. But if you could unravel that bullshit, you can start hearing your subconscious a little bit more. But just behind that subconscious is a little voice, right? And some people call it, spiritual. Some people call it, I call it God, right? Holy Spirit, God. But I was just asking that little voice, like, is this of you? And it just says, Noah, you're doing really good. You're doing really well. Oh my God, that one just brought me tears, man. Like, I can't even believe I've already been talking for 7-8 minutes. Like, I could go on and on. There's just so much to talk about, and there's just so much to teach people, and there's so much in this world that goes deeper than the surface level. Like, oh my God, it fires me up so much, where it's like, dude, there's so much power in this world. There's so much internal power. So much internal power that you possess, that I possess, that this whole world possesses, right? Some people use it for good, some people use it for evil, but a lot of people don't use it at all. And it's funny, people say there's NPCs in this world, like people who are just, I don't want to say brain dead, right? Some people call them like brain dead people, like people who just move and just like coast throughout life. But I submit to you that I believe that there's activated souls and there's deactivated souls, right? People who lost that true authentic side of them. I don't think they ever fully lost that true authentic side, but they never fully connected it. And over time, that authentic version of yourself gets buried and buried and buried and buried. Which is why I also think people don't like 9-to-5 jobs, which is why there's this whole stigma of 9 to 5 is stupid. I used to think that too, but then at the end of the day, if you want to work a 9 to 5, work a 9 to 5, bro. You could be like so successful doing a 9 to 5. But I think the thing about a 9 to 5 though is, depending on the job that you have and depending on the role that you're doing, if you are not fulfilled doing the role, or you don't find any value, like true, genuine, authentic value to yourself within that role, over the course of years and years of repeating and you getting burned out, that's where you start bearing your soul, right? That's where you start bearing of who you are, because you kind of just submit to your circumstances because you're either scared of letting go, or you're scared of disappointing, like, your parents, yourself, or whatever the case may be. And I think that's why a lot of people um like the sense of entrepreneurship, is because they have a lot more control, right? They don't like people controlling them. But little do you know, you also, like, if you don't do entrepreneurship correctly with the right mindset, you are a slave to your business. Just like you are a slave to your boss, you will be a slave to your business. um so I submit to you, never lose that part of you. Everything you do in your life has to be truly authentic to you. um I'm just talking, man. I'm just talking. I don't know. There's just so much to talk about, and I don't need these fancy edits. I don't need that. I just need my voice. And one of the greatest things God has ever given to me is the free will to speak. Sometimes my girl, she'd be like, "No, like sometimes I wish I could revoke your free will." I'll be saying some crazy shit sometimes. Anyways, um, a lot of you guys like see me around, but a lot of you guys really don't know who I am. You guys do not know the real version of myself, because I never let the real version of me out, because it was too scary to be seen. Because when it was trying to be seen, it was judged, it was rejected. And I know a lot of you guys go through that as well. So maybe once a week, maybe once in a blue moon, I might just come up here and talk for like 11-12 minutes, just tell you guys where I'm at, tell you guys what I'm learning. Not everything I'm going to say is of truth. Everything of truth is from God, and that is my belief. Sorry, I make that face. A part of me is like, I don't want to project my religion onto you guys, especially if you guys if you guys believe in something else. What I was about to say was be like, well, it should be your belief too, right? But I understand, all of us grew up differently. But then I also started thinking of God, where God and Jesus was like, hey, like, you got to be bold, right? So like, the times are near, like, so it's like, bro, like, nobody, if you do not believe in the Father, then you're cooked. You're literally cooked in the world of fire. But that's a different story. That's something I probably need to reflect on a little bit more. But that's what I was saying. Like, not everything I say is going to be of truth, because I'm still growing. I am still a child. I am still a student to the Lord. But what I can do is at least use the truth that is within me, the words that weigh, and project them, and hopefully they weigh on you guys as well. Because the truth is what sets you free. And unfortunately, I am still chained to the lies and those circumstances that this world has projected onto me. I know a lot of you guys are as well, but just because you're chained doesn't mean you can't break free. And I think that's so important. Just because you're chained doesn't mean you can't break free. Just because you're one way now doesn't mean you won't ever be able to change or become the person you want to be, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how much self-hate you have, no matter how much of the past you hold within your heart. If you truly put the work in, you will be able to set yourself free. And I want you guys to watch that journey with me, because I truly want to be free, man. I'm so tired of living in insecurity. I'm tired of feeling like I live in somebody's shadow. I'm tired of sin. I'm tired of envy. I'm tired of temptation. I'm tired of shackles, man. I'm tired of going to a public setting and just trying to chill out with my friends, but I'm sitting there with social anxiety thinking, am I safe? And I know that sounds fucking random. Like, what do you mean? Are you thinking, are you safe? But do you feel safe to be yourself? And I'm tired of feeling like I am not allowed to be myself, because I feel like people are going to judge me for it. Because it happened before, and unfortunately it's happened from my parents. The people that were supposed to be there and hold me and teach me how to fly, unfortunately they were the ones that just dropped me out the tree and left me in the dirt. I know that they tried their best. I really do. But unfortunately, their way of showing love wasn't God's way. It was their way. It was the way of the world. not the way of the Father. But I find so much peace talking to the camera like this. Why? Because I see myself talking to me. I see myself talking to me, and it's like therapeutic in a way. Why? Because it's like, growing up, I didn't have that person to actually talk to me or actually to teach me the lessons of wisdom that I needed to get through my life. Unfortunately, it was all just self-independence. But now I'm actually able to speak and actually listen to myself and actually speak the words of truth that younger me once needed. And I know this message could help a lot of people. And I know that for a fact because it would have helped younger me. And I know younger me is not the only one out there who's alone. But he's not alone anymore. I see him. There's so much I could dive into, man. There's so much. And I actually want your guys' like topics. I want your guys' opinions. I actually want to sit here and speak about it. I want to speak on my true beliefs. I am so tired of hiding of who I am and covering up, you know. You ever get those moments where somebody speaks, right? And it's like you can't communicate. You're stuck, right? You can't communicate what you want to communicate. For example, if you're in an argument, right? They're speaking to you, they're saying all this fucking bullshit, all this stuff, right? And you're sitting there like, okay, something feels wrong, right? Something doesn't feel right. Something feels unfair. It's like you feel like what they're saying doesn't hold up, but for some reason you can't elaborate on what you're truly feeling, or you can't elaborate on the what's the word, on the counter argument per se. That's all in that story. I'm just going on so many different tangents. I think I'm just going to post this on my personal, or maybe I just post it on YouTube. Don't mind my armpit hair. I might just, I mean, if I post this on my personal, like, I don't know if I could post a 17-minute long video on my personal Instagram. Can I? I don't know, man. But I want to document my journey. To sum up this entire thing is I want to do this because I want to show people the raw, authentic version of me, because I really want to help people. I really, really do. From the bottom of my heart, that's something that I always stay true to me, is I want to help people. And if helping people means showing my flaws or just starting, then so be it. So this is me just starting. This is me just starting this part of my life, I guess. I love you. God loves you. God bless. But please, like, comment. Give me a topic to talk about. There's so much to talk about, man. There's so much to talk about. I'm so excited. And I genuinely feel happy too. This feels very freeing. That means a lot to me. That's all.